we felt we had to act urgently because of the devastation of the last week in Gaza, where the Israelis have killed 115 or more Palestinians without any world leader actually standing up and condemning this action. British government, we feel, because of its stand, is shameful, and we want to make a protest to our Prime Minister, our Foreign Secretary, that they must change their policy on this, because Israel believes, obviously, that it can act with impunity, massacring Palestinians, and the world will continue to allow them to do it. This is really the purpose of being here. This is the day that our Prime Minister is in Parliament, and we want him to know that the people of Britain are growing in their opposition to the complicity of the British government with Israel's war crimes.
The people of Gaza are under siege. What Israel is doing amounts to a war crime within the terms of the Geneva Convention. Denial of food, medicine, water, energy, and denial of the right of free movement of the Palestinian people. And as a very minimum, the British government should firstly condemn the Israeli bombardment and the encirclement. Secondly, they should demand through the European Union the lifting of the European Union-Israel trade agreement because of Israel's breach of the human rights clauses within it. This is not a war of equals, this is a war of occupation and a war of collective punishment. It's simply wrong, and we are demanding that the British government take a far more robust attitude on this and stand up to Israel for once. But there's also a big rise in the public consciousness in Britain about Gaza and about the treatment of the Palestinian people, and that's reflected by the number of MPs that have already signed the early day motion we put down on Monday evening concerning this. The reality is, Israel is in breach of every UN resolution that's been passed, in breach of the agreements it itself reached in Annapolis when it promised to halt the settlement policy and all that went with that. It's carrying on with that, it's carrying on with the encirclement and the bombardment. The interesting consequence is it's creating greater unity, not lesser unity, amongst the Palestinian people, and that is very welcome.
Over 30 MPs from different parties saying to the government that the international community has got to wake up to what's happening in Gaza. Just in 1 week there's been over 100 Palestinians killed, about half of those civilians, and 27 of those civilians children. Now, by collectively punishing the people of Gaza, Israel is breaking international law. And the Israelis say that the military strikes they've been launching against Gaza are to try to deter the rocket attacks that have been instilling real fear into Israeli civilians. But actually, in terms of what is happening, they're achieving precisely the opposite of that. Now, an Israeli mother who loses a child suffers in exactly the same way as a Palestinian mother who loses a child. And if we're going to bring the peace to that area that both sides deserve, the killing in Gaza has got to stop. There's got to be an immediate ceasefire. And Britain, as a high contracting party to the 4th Geneva Convention, has got a special responsibility to help bring that about. So we have got a trade agreement, association agreement with Israel at the moment. Now that carries rights and it carries responsibilities. The rights that come with it are the rights of trade preferences to be able to import your goods cheaply or without duty. The responsibilities that go with it are respect for human rights and respect for the rights of others. And frankly, Israel is not doing that. And if they want to be accepted as a legitimate member of the international community, as they are, Israel has got every right to exist, every right to be secure. Its people have got the right to live in peace. But if they want the international community to defend those rights, they have got to understand that Palestinian people have got no fewer rights than they've got. Things that they demand as rights do not become negotiable if it happens to be a Palestinian. And that's why the killing in Gaza has got to stop. It's why illegal settlement building in the West Bank has got to stop. It's why the closures have got to be lifted in the West Bank.